What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Stash Cash. I am back with another episode of Welcome to the Vibe. And I have a special guest with me, a good friend of mine, Big Angie.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
We got Angie in the building. We
got Angie in the building. Let me give her the right introduction.
Model,
dancer, stylist.
You're right.
Come
It's been
on.
a minute. I've been styling though.
But come on.
But I style myself, but
you still do it.
You're right. What we got? Harlem in the building. You know what's good in here. And we got Ants from the Bronx, Uptown. You know what it is.
What's good, Ange? How is it, sis? How are you?
I'm good, man. I feel good.
You feel
the
good?
weather got me feeling nice.
I see. She outside.
Yeah. This one out here, he outside.
Not too much on me. Not too much on me.
What's good,
but
man?
we got an interesting conversation we're gonna have today. So, for those who don't know, I usually bring guests on here and ask them certain questions about the opposite sex and things like that. And one of the first questions that I wanted to ask you, being that you are a female, is from your perspective as a woman, why is it that you feel like women are not respecting men these days?
They're not respecting men. I don't know. I just feel like I'm trying. Sorry.
Nah, you good.
Yes, sorry. I'm finding it. Not to
You
be
good.
rude.
Nah, you good. You good, sis.
I don't know. I think it's just like experience. I think it's just trauma, past experience and stuff like that. What they've been through with other people, and then self healing and knowing like not everyone is like that. Because I was like that too. I was like not every guy's like that. But like when you still been through like so much, it's hard to have that image like, oh yeah, there's a good man out there and stuff. And then then that's why I got girls asking for money. They're like, I need my reparations.
Right.
Because I was used so much of my body.
Right.
And I didn't get nothing out of it, And now I'm like, all right, bet. And I also think even the music influences, like, listening to some City Girls, some Sexy Red,
they get influenced.
They get bigged up, and then it's like, where the money at? Like,
not knowing that the Cardi B's and all that is going back home to their husbands, and you know what I mean. Well, even though they go through their shit, but she always take them back.
So, I think it's that. I think it's mostly coming from hurt because it's like they feel like, you know what, I've done the most. I never got anything out of it. So it's like, might as well get a free steak. Right. Might as well get some money in my pocket, pay my bills, get my nails done.
Do you think how can I ask this? Like, how would that affect the future though? Like, you think that's okay? Like, I feel like, me personally, I feel like because there's so much women out here that's not respecting men, like the balance is off. Yeah. You feel me? Like, I feel like I feel like women think that us as men are in competition.
Right.
And really we not.
Yeah.
We really not in competition. We in a space where we feel like for so long, like we had to handle a lot of different things. We had the weight of the world on our shoulder.
Right.
And I also just feel like it's a lot of things that, women don't understand from a man's perspective. Like, I feel like women want that equality of, being a man until certain things come into place. And it's like, oh, you're the man, you need to take care of it. And how could you, like, you're not a real man because you're not doing it. But it's like, in all reality, you said you wanted to be equal.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just feel like with that's what be throwing not only myself off as a man, but other men off too. Like, that fake be confusing us. You know what I'm saying? Am I all for ill?
No, I mean, like, because it depends. Because it depends on, like, I feel like it depends on the woman and what she wants and stuff like that. but I'm trying to get it together.
Nah, you good. Nah, you
trying
good.
to get it together in my head. I'm just like how it makes sense. I don't know. I mean, because of course we do want to be like wined and dined and everything like that, but we also want like, we still want like respect as far as like, I don't know. I'm trying to put it together.
So
Like, what do you mean?
Let me ask you this, right?
Yeah.
What is it you feel like men should bring to the table, and then what is it you feel like women should bring to the table?
To me, I feel like what you call it. So I don't know, because everybody has their own way of things of what they want in a relationship. Everybody's different because so for example, let's say you're a guy and you want a housewife. You can't tie down a girl that's going to college and she got a business. Right. You get what I'm saying? Because you're forcing a housewife duty on a woman that's going to college and
that's ambitious and got her own
right. You know what I mean?
Going.
That's gonna be a conflict because she can't wash clothes, do this and that and all this, and she's going to college and she got her own business. Like you kind of gotta help her too. You feel me? But if you are looking for a housewife, get someone that would love to stay home, would love to cook, clean, take care of the kids, make sure you good, and all you have to do. But that's the thing too. All you have to do is make sure the house is good. Right. Like make sure you're not out cheating because now she bugging out on you. Now you don't have a peaceful home because you bugging out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now she bugging
things.
out.
Right.
Now she doing the most. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like I think everybody just needs to like work on just knowing what they want, but they also have to know how it's gonna work.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you want a housewife, you gotta know you have to step in with financial because she may not have it. But there are some stay-at-home moms. They have a little side business.
Right.
They get their little money, whatever. And I don't know what they do with it, but I don't know if they help the guy or they save or whatever the case may be. I think everybody should know, like, okay, what do you want from as far as like a partner? Because you can't just expect a woman. She doing nails.
Right.
She going to college, and then you want a housewife.
Right.
And she don't be doing this. She tired.
Right.
So it's not fair. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just like, that's why they be like, can you help me with a bill? Can you do this? Because they doing a lot for themselves already. And
this is as far as with like the woman that we would consider that would want to be a housewife, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was looking at, two different perspectives, like, like housewife or the ambitious one.
So that was the ambitious woman.
Yeah.
See, and this is so you made a valid point because I feel like a lot of times people go out looking for a certain type of women. And they don't do their due diligence. They don't make it make sense. Like I get what you're saying as far as if you want this type of woman, you gotta.
No, she may not have the bread. Right, so it's like you have to kind of step in, full in, and even if let's say she don't work, maybe she's interested in doing a business or whatever. But that's something between y'all. If y'all feel like, hey, I would like, if you did something on the side, like I like, let's say he like, oh, I want to do a business, but I can't fully keep my eye on it because I'm working. So I'll give you the money and you figure out the business. And since you're home a lot, you could kind of, you get what I'm saying? Like be on top of it and be with the kids in the house. You know what I mean? Okay. And not only that, like, I'm pretty sure stay-at-home moms, they don't get enough air or they don't go out as much and stuff like that. So that's also a little I guess a hobby or something on the side where they could get their minds going besides feeding their kids and cooking and cleaning all the time. You know what I mean?
Nah, I definitely get it. But even with those, like, let's hypothetically speaking, let's say, a guy is dealing with a housewife type of woman, not the ambitious type of woman, but a housewife type of woman. And the housewife type of woman is like, she wants to be equal to the man.
Right.
You feel me?
What do you mean by that?
It's just as far as we the same, right? Yeah. So I was in a relationship. I used to tell my shorty, I'm like, yo, listen, when you go out, I don't want you going out at a certain time or whatever the case may be is, you know what I mean? And it wasn't to be like controlling. It was to be
just
more,
safety.
safety purposes or whatever the case may be is. So I'd be like, I don't mind you going out having fun with your friends, but the whole 11, 12, coming back home 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, like that's not going to work for me, especially if you going out to places like bars or something like that, or a party, because you putting yourself in the situation where you could possibly, something could go wrong. And then when something go wrong, I'm the one as a man that's going to have to come and fix that. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I used to be like, yo, this is why I don't want you to do that for protection purposes. Yeah. But then she'd be like, oh, but when you do it, not saying I go out, because I don't go out or stuff like that, but she'd be like, when you do it or whatever the case may be is, I need to have that same type of energy, where in my mind I'm like, no, it's not the same, because I feel like you telling me you want me to do the same thing because of, however you feel. Yeah. But I'm coming from a place of like
just security.
The security.
Right. I think so for me, I mean, I never had that like time situation because I was always out with my man, but I ain't gonna lie, 1 o'clock is a little early. But I mean,
so hold on, let me ask. So when you was with your man, right? He would let you go out 1 o'clock without him?
We was always together. We always went out together.
Right. No, but I'm saying like even like
like separated. I mean, I have his location. He has mine. He still has mine. Right. So, but like, I don't know. We trust each other. But if I came home like 5 in the morning, that's kind of wild. Right. Yeah, but I think because we both like going out and we just love going with the flow. Like if we stay out late, we stay out late. Right. But like 5 in the morning is kind of wild. Like that's something, because he told me that one time. He was like, oh, like I'll break your neck. Like what are you talking about? But yeah, 5 is wild. But like, like 1, 2 or 3, like, because like we know we like that party life and stuff like that. Right. But I think for your situation, I feel like it should be like, for me, I feel like it should be on both sides, just so that she'll feel comfortable. Like, okay, he's doing it too. Right. You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, you get to come home whenever, and I still have to trust you. But if I don't come home at that time, then it's like, it's like, oh, but you get to do it, but I can't. So it's like,
Right. And it's not necessary because, just, a disclaimer for those who's watching. I'm not an outside type of person. I don't really go out like that shit. You know me personally.
Well, yeah, well, that's true too. Because I'm thinking, I'm like, well, she know, like, well, you don't really go out like that.
Yeah, I don't go out. But I'm just, that was just as far as with like a, example. Because it's things like that where, what I mean, I would put certain things in place, but it's coming from a perspective of, not only protecting you, but protecting myself as well. Right, yeah. And that's the thing where it's like, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. This is where it comes from, like just being a man. You feel me? A lot of times, I feel like women don't see or understand the amount of pressure, that's being put on a man. Yeah. Being a man, and then being a good man at that. You feel what I'm saying?
There's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot, like, it is. And it's not to. This may sound crazy, but don't take this the wrong way, ladies.
No, it's okay. You feel me? I want to hear it.
Me as a father, you feel me? I am a dad. You feel me? My son is literally in the next room. Yeah. And me as a man, a boyfriend, you feel me? I was both of those. Well, I am both of those. Mm-hmm. I don't see like too much of a difference from being a parent and being a man. Yeah. Because I gotta protect both of y'all. I gotta provide for both of y'all. I gotta be like mentally like on point for both of y'all. You feel what I'm saying? And it's a lot of times where I felt like, girlfriends, like when you dealing with, they could be like kids too. Like we spoke earlier, and we touched on it briefly. and you said something about sometimes women got to go through things and bump their head before
It's
they,
true,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? And that's similar to like a child as well. Like, you know,
Yeah.
kids is like rebellious and they want to do what they want to do. And a lot of times they don't see, you know, what, you know, the parents is talking about until later on down the line. So this is where I state where I feel like, you know, the difference between both men and women where we're not the same.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's two total different responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that gets me as far as with, you know, a lot of women out here being like, no, we the same. And then on top of that, it's like,
Yeah.
how would you feel, like, for example, if me and you, let's hypothetically speak, example, me and you was together, right? And you was one of them type of women that was like, no, me and you was the same, right?
Right.
And I'd be like, okay, since me and you is the same, like you already start laughing. Since me and you is the same, you take care of all the bills.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Or like if something go wrong, you handle it.
Yeah.
If something happened to me outside, I'm calling you to come protect me.
Yeah.
That shit don't even sound right.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
I mean, some people, they be like, listen, they do that though. They think that it goes that way. I mean, what can I say? I mean, like, I know I'm a stand up, you know, for people I care about.
As you should.
I mean, you know,
Right.
mean, of course, men physically, they're stronger than us and stuff like that. But
You'd be
I ain't
surprised.
stupid.
Women out here be like thinking they can fuck up a nigga.
yeah. I mean, because, you know, it's just all about protecting. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I've been that way too with my family. I'm like, listen, because I'm just not scared of nobody. I'm just
Right.
gonna stand up and
Right, as you
I'm gonna do
should.
what I gotta do. You feel me?
Facts.
But I do understand where you're coming from as far as like, you know, y'all have a lot on y'all plate, and you know, I think it's all just mainly. I said this before. Mainly just like compromising. I don't think, you know, of course, y'all have a lot. You have a lot of responsibility, and you know, some women, they don't want to submit to that. They don't want to be submissive and stuff like that. I guess, you know, some women are so tough. You know, they had to do everything on their own, and now someone's finally coming in to try to help, and now they're just like, no, well, I'm used to doing everything on my own.
Myself.
That it's like, if you come in, I still want to do that, but I still want you to help me.
Right.
And it's just like, it doesn't really work that way. You kind of got to let your guard down a little to try to have him help you, because, you know, men, you know, supposedly they supposed to help you. They
Right.
want to help you.
Right.
And because not every guy wants to, but once you meet that person, I feel like you need to let that pit bull energy down.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
It's
Because
important.
you know, guys don't want to stick around that energy for
Right.
so long. Especially like, you need to be more soft. You can't just be like, oh yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't want to be around that
Right.
hard shit.
That's
you
a
get what I'm
fact.
saying? Like, and they want to help. Like, I ain't gonna lie though, when I was with a man, like, you know, I was afraid to ask for help.
Right.
Like, I didn't like asking for help because I was just so used to doing it myself. And then, you know, I just didn't want anybody to throw it in my face. Like, oh yeah, I did this for you and stuff like that. But whenever I had a problem, like, it'll be random. Like, I'll be like, so one time, it's story time. So one time my nail broke at work, and I think it was around Halloween. And I was so mad. It was my birthday nails, and one of the kids broke my nail. So, because I work at a daycare. So when I went to see him, I was like, damn, I'm so upset. My nail's like messing up, whatever.
Right.
He was like, oh, let's go to the dollar store and get like crazy glue and we can try to fix it. Like, you know? So, but the thing is, I'm so used to just saying stuff. I'm not
Right.
expecting him to like
actually
help me.
step up and do
You know what I
something.
mean?
Right.
But like, he saw it bothered me, and like, we were driving instantly. We just was like, all right, let's look for a Family Dollar
Right.
and let's glue it on. In my head, I was just like, you didn't really have to do that, you know?
Right.
Like, because I'm just so used to like, okay, it is what it is. Like, I'm not used to like my parents or even a guy like, oh yeah, let's fix it. Like,
Right.
it was just a brush off. Like, oh, whatever.
How did-
it's something silly. It's just your nail. Let's go
Right.
eat, or let's do, you know what I mean? So, but it felt good. Like, even that small gesture,
I was just about to ask you how
it was
before.
nice because it was like you wanted to help me and you see something was wrong, you know. But if I had that pit bull energy, like, Oh, I got it. I could do it myself.
Nah, yeah, it
He
would
would
have
have
been.
been like, okay, I just wanted to help you.
Nah, facts, facts.
Just help you. It's okay.
It
Like,
sounded like y'all had a like a good relationship. Like, are y'all still together or nah?
no, he just, it sucks because he just have like past trauma that he hasn't like worked on. So I think it's because of, I think it's because of like his mom and like, I guess his other stuff too. He had a hard time like expressing stuff like
Right.
that to me. But I think it's mainly like his mom and like, so
So where are you at? Like mentally, how are you? How you feeling?
I'm doing
What
pretty
space
good.
you
I
in?
mean, like days like when it happened, like around that it happened, of course, like I had my days I was tearing up and stuff, but I wasn't like heartbroken.
Right.
I was just more like reliving memories that we had. So it kind of bothered me, and then honestly, I thought we was on the same page. Like, every time we linked up, I was like, "Hey, is this what you want to do?" Like,
Right.
I want to make sure we got this plan ready for us and stuff like that. If you're not too sure, let me know. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm not gonna get mad or nothing. I just want to make sure we on the same
Same
page.
page.
You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be led on for months and then you not sure. But I felt like now that this happened, I felt like he wasn't ready. I think he was trying to force himself to be ready. And then once he realized like he couldn't hold it anymore, he was like, "Yeah, I can't do it. Like mentally, I can't do it." And
Right.
I was just like, "Well, you know what? It's okay."
And it's so crazy because even similar to my situation,
Yeah.
I'm pretty much going through the same thing. Me and my lady had separated,
Mm-hmm.
and I also, I was also like, I tried my best. Like when I say I tried my best to like be everything and do everything
Yeah.
I can. But I always
Mm-hmm.
have this saying when we argue, and I be telling her like, yo, like even like I could try to do everything I can, but enough is never enough.
Yeah.
You feel me? And she used to like it's like the reason why we stopped speaking was because she was telling me like I'm not affectionate enough.
Yeah.
And it's like what is it you mean? You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's certain things that we was doing that, you know, I feel like made up for that. Like we would wake up in the morning, we would have like our morning conversations that'll last probably like an hour or two.
Yeah.
Like every time we, eat, we'll eat, we'll watch our shows and things like that. I just feel like, when it came to, you know, us time, we did
We
have
did.
us
Yeah.
time, but we didn't have it the way she wanted to have it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I felt like, that's what rubbed me the wrong way because it's like, yo, how can you feel that way? And then on top of everything outside of that, you feel what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
not only me, being there to support her, but also, supporting her child, her daughter.
Yeah.
I call her daughter my daughter. You feel me? It's just everything that I invested, everything I put into this relationship, and for her to be like, you're not affectionate. It's
Yeah.
like it made me think. It's like it's certain things I'm like, yo, like you never asked me like, yo, babe, you know what? Don't worry about it. Just I'm gonna take you out today. You feel what
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
Or it's
Yeah.
like it's you so much worried about how, you know, I'm making you feel that I felt like, she wasn't really worried now I'm not gonna say worried, but wasn't thinking about how I felt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at that point, that's when I had to be like, I had to just sit back and analyze the situation and be like, yo, you know what? It's time. Like
Yeah.
it's time because if what I'm doing, if I feel like, and I wholeheartedly feel like I was giving her everything that I could possibly give her, and if that's not enough, then
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You're not for me. You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I
So
just think because that goes by like learning your partner's love languages. I feel like that's like so important. But the thing is, I love learning like different love languages of how like to love somebody because everyone doesn't have the same love language.
right,
So I think that too was in like in your situation, like learning each other's love language. But like what was hers? I know I already could hear like, okay, y'all love languages was like quality time. you know, and like what other love languages.
I know when we spoke, she said something as far as with like, you know, cuddling and
yeah. So
stuff
she
like
like
that.
physical touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where, you know, I wasn't like, of course, you know, that's my woman, of course, but it wasn't to the extent of how
like too much.
Yeah, you know what I
So
mean?
was she like very, very affectionate, like hugging, kissing all the time, and you're just like
basically.
Yeah, it's funny because that's what happened with me and my man. Like I was raised like kissy, like my parents kissing, hugging, and then my mom didn't really like that. She was like, "Oh, you're too spoiled, and all this hugging and kissing all the time." I was like, "Well, I loved it." So and then my man, he didn't really grow up on that. He just grew up on like teasing and like, but it was playful, you know, like playful teasing and stuff. That's how he used to play with me. Like we'll like play around, we'll wrestle and everything. He'll throw me on the damn couch. I'm so serious. He'll throw me on the damn couch, but it was his love language, and I just went with it. You know what I mean? But like he knew I was overly affectionate. Like I would always like, I'll probably like, so for example, we'll sit on the couch. I'll go to the kitchen to get something real quick, but I'll come behind him and like give him a kiss, whatever. And then one time I laid on him and I'm kissing him, but he's like, "All right, I'm trying to watch the movie here." I was like, I don't care.
He sound like, yo, he sound like I did that too. Like she'd pull out, like, babe, not right now.
But then he got used to it. Like, and then once he told me that, he was like, "Oh, I want to watch the movie and stuff." So I gave him his space because I still cared about him and I wanted to respect his boundaries. And I know that wasn't really his love language. So I was like, all right, well, I'll give you your space. And then, like, once he realized, he noticed, like, I would just give him his space. Like, he would want me to come.
Right.
Like, he would want me to come lay with him and stuff. Right. Oh, I was like, oh, hi, hello. You want me around now? I'm so happy. Like, I'll just be happy.
See, and that's the thing, too, because I felt like that was similar to how I was, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but the thing that you know, rubbed me the wrong way is like when I would come in and I, you know, bother her or I ask, you know, not ask, but you know, look for that affection. So when
she did give you space,
it was more like a oh now. You feel me? Now
I was like, girl, I want to appreciate it now. Like, do it now. Because he don't usually do it. So
you know
do
what I mean?
it.
So it was more of like, oh, now but when I was trying to give you affection before, you ain't want
attitude.
It was like, and it's shit like that where I'd be like, yo, you know what? Whatever, facts, like whatever. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, everyone, I understand. Because everyone's a little different with that type of reaction. Because it's like, oh, I was all on top of you. And then now, like, you know, but it's just like, I think it's just mainly understanding that your partner doesn't love the same way you do. And that's okay. We all grew up differently. We all grew up in a different household. So it's like you can't really hold it against somebody for not being overly affectionate or not overly, like, you know, physical touch and stuff. You can explain it to your partner, but I think it's more of like a compromise, a give and take. But not only that, like give your partner space too. Because I think that also works. Because once, you know... All right, like you see how she gave you space, and then you're like, oh, hey, let me touch you. I come in there messing with her. She like, oh, now you want to. She washing dishes. You come behind her. Now,
nah, for real though. And it's I told her too. I said, yo, I feel like it's the balance we give each other too.
Yeah,
you feel me? Because I personally feel like as much as she said it, or maybe any woman be like they want a man that's affectionate.
Yeah.
If they was to have a man that's overly affectionate, they'd probably get annoyed at that nigga too.
No, not me.
That's what they all say.
Not me. I mean, he wasn't my man, per se.
Shit.
But it was a guy I had met like a long time ago. I'm not gonna go deep into it, but he was very affectionate and like I felt like he was more affectionate than me. I was like, damn. But he would tell me, he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, but
and you like that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my gosh. I mean, listen, you probably must have really liked him too then, huh?
No, I liked him, but then later on he was like a dick. So he was like a mistake. Yeah. That's all good.
Damn, man. How you overcome the whole why you laughing, bro?
No, I want to hear what you gotta say.
Like, how do you overcome the whole like get the breakup thing? Like,
what do you mean? Like, when my man I just broke up with now?
How you like move?
What, you feel like I moved on already?
I feel like you're in a good space.
I am. Maybe because it's nice out. Like, listen, it's 70. Well, it's 85 right. It's 75 degrees right now. Okay, so it's nice out. Listen, days like when it happened, it was raining. Like it was raining for like a good 3 days, and I was like, you know what? I'm so glad it's raining because if it was sunny, I would have been upset. Like I'm sad. I need the world to be sad with me. So once the weather started, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get cute, put a little makeup, you know, like. I mean, I did mourn of it. Like I'm not gonna sit here like, oh damn, you ain't mourn after that shit.
Right.
I'm like, no, I did. But listen, I mourned after it, but I also prayed. My mom told me that. She was like, listen, just pray. Like you're gonna be fine. I told myself that though. I was like, I'm gonna be fine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like my world, and then things like that, when stuff like that happen, the world keeps going.
Right.
Like I had to realize that too, because I remember when I was in like a real depressed state over a guy, and I was like, "Girl, you got shit to do. You got laundry. You got work tomorrow. Like you get what I'm saying? Like you have to make sure you eat. Right. Like you can't just stop because somebody. Because at the end of the day, like you know, men they gonna all right. Well, shit, I gotta do the work tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like y'all gotta do y'all shit too. Right. So it's just like me sitting in the corner worrying about you and you at work. Or you giggling with a bitch at work, and I look stupid in the house, like, oh my God, no. So, I mean, I just want to thank God because that's like the main person that gets me through these things. And that too, like today, like I didn't cry so much. I mean, I didn't cry at all today because usually I do. But like, I was just trying to get in the groove of being content with like, I'm by myself now. I don't have to worry and constantly have conversations with like, oh, what we're doing, what are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? Or updating someone. I was like, you know what? I was just happy because I also prayed on my relationship. I don't know if you ever done that, but you did. Yeah. That's beautiful because I feel like praying on it because you don't know, because sometimes your partner don't say certain stuff to you and sometimes you don't hear everything. You don't really know what goes on in people's head. And you just, like, the best thing you could do is just talk to God about it. Right. He will reveal it on his own. Either it's what he want for you or he just want you to learn something and then keep it pushing. Right. So I just felt like, for me, it was just to learn something. And it also showed me which direction I need to be at. Because I asked him, I was like, do you want me to go in this direction? And I kept asking him, probably 2 weeks later, my energy was off. I was like, nah, something feel weird. Right. I was like, I think something going on with my man, but I don't know. Like, he's not telling me. And, like, conversations started to get a little shorter and everything. And I was like, something's wrong. Right. And I was talking to him or whatever. And then, like, probably a couple of days later, he told me, like, yeah, like, I was thinking about it. And, I don't think I'm really fully ready and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, cool. Because we were supposed to move in together. Right. And I'm just glad he told me before I move on my shit. And then you tell me a month later, like, oh, dude, just go work. What you mean?
Nigga, I done already moved all my shit in with you, mother.
Yeah. Right, and the thing is, too, I told him, I've asked him, it's not like, oh, I was playing cute. I've told him every time, like, hey, like, you sure this is what you want to do? If not, let me know and I could just do my own thing. You know what I mean? So, but then it happened. I was just like, I asked for it though. I prayed for it. So I can't get mad at the outcome. You know what I'm saying? The best thing I could do is mourn it and get back and get back up. I got shit to do.
Nah, that's a fact.
You feel me?
That's a fact.
The weather's nice. I can't.
So one thing I do know about you, right? One thing I do know about you is you heavy on boundaries. Yeah. Right? Like, well, listen, you know
I know you looking at me like, boundaries and scissors.
Boundaries and scissors. Listen, how are you like when it comes to like boundaries and, just moving accordingly when it comes to certain things, certain people, certain relationships and things like that?
So I used to be like a people pleaser when I was like since I was little all the way up to like my early 20s. And, now that I learned, like, yeah, if this person's not doing this, if this person's not doing that, like, I felt like I was giving and I wasn't receiving.
Right.
So it was draining me all the time. Like, I'm always giving advice. I'm always there for somebody. I'm always doing this. And then I never got anything in return. So now, I'm just learning about certain things. Like, if this friend is not doing this and this and this, and I'm still learning for myself. Like, if I'm a good friend, if I'm, a good girlfriend and stuff like that. But, nowadays I just can't stand like disrespect. Or I can't stand when someone is not thinking about me when I'm always helping them out. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not reciprocated. And when I feel like something's not reciprocated, I kind of lean back. You know what I mean? I just kind of like fade away and stuff. And I know I hear that from like friends, your friend, you like, yo, you gotta chill out. You don't have to cut you off. Just kind of like put them in a space where it's like, you know what? You're here for this reason. Like, certain people are just for certain things, and I don't always have to like cut everybody off and stuff like that. I think because since for so long I used to hold on to people dear to me, then now whenever I feel like, oh, you just being disrespectful or you're not giving the same energy or anything that's like making me confused about you, then it's like, no, I don't want to talk to you. Like, and I know I'm trying, but it'd be so hard because I used to have people that I thought that were my best friends. Like, I felt like I had a sister, and once I seen there was just certain things, I was just like, no, I can't do it. Like, we just don't have the same things, like the same morals and the respect for each other. And I'm big on respect, and I'm just used to doing everything. Like, if the vibe right, we can hang out, whatever. But now I'm just like, I'm down to like not a lot of people to hang out with. But it's just like, as long as I feel, I guess, protected. Because if I feel like I have too many people and I know, no, they do this, I don't like. They do that, I don't like. If I have to think about it too much, then it's like, I don't want to deal with it.
So overall, like, how was that? Like, how has it been? Like, how has it worked out for you? Are you like?
I mean, I'm content with it. I think the thing that I know I need to work on that I've realized about myself is like forgiveness. I have a hard time with that.
That's that Scorpio shit.
I have a hard time with forgiving because, like, I'm such a nice person.
Right.
So it's just like, I'm very understanding. I love communication. So when I feel like I'm not getting communication or respect or reciprocation, then I feel like what's the point? What are you doing here?
Right.
You know what I mean? But also, like, because because I also have to realize too, like, there's probably people that I probably hurt that I never knew about, but they forgave me and they still was around me. You know what I mean? But it's just like, even with like family and, certain friends, even though I have put them in that box where I don't talk to them anymore, there are some people that they still have love for me. But it's the fact that I don't talk to them that don't make them feel comfortable to come up to be like, hey, how you been? And stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm still working on it because I just like once I notice the disrespect from someone, it's hard to erase from my brain.
Right.
Like, once you say something like way off or you do something way off and that's not something I would do to you, then I'm like, nah, I don't want to deal with you anymore.
I definitely feel that.
So I'm still learning though. It's hard.
But it's good because, boundaries are important.
Yeah.
I just, my advice is just, when you categorize, am I saying it right? Categorize certain things, you know what I mean? It's like the extreme where it's like, nah, nigga, y'all got to cut you off. And then it's like
you're not so bad.
You're not so bad, but you got to set that boundary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's plenty times I've set boundaries with people and people did certain things that I like. People still to this day. You feel me? I got friends that do annoying things. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? But I let them know, like, yo, don't play with me like that, bro. Like, you feel me? And
No,
it's like we move accordingly from there. I don't necessarily be like, you know what? You keep stepping on my shoe. I'm not talking to you no more.
No,
you feel what I'm saying? Like, but I definitely respect the boundary, because that is something I feel like a lot of people just need to put in place in all aspects, from relationships to friendships, from parenting, from everything in life. I feel like boundaries is like really important, because you need to, like, that boundary is like that thing of what's gonna protect you. That's your line, and you're telling them, yo, don't, like, respect my line, don't cross that line. And if people keep on doing it, then I definitely understand why you be like,
no, exactly. I mean, because I'm just trying to think of it too. I'm trying to think of some times where I've put a boundary, or if like I spoke up, and not even about, well, yeah, I mean, just more or less I spoke up on something that bothered me, and I wanted to see if because once you speak up on something that you're uncomfortable with someone, and they they pretend to be, oh yeah, no, I understand, all right, cool, I won't do it again, and then they do it again. To me, I feel like that's
disrespectful.
Exactly. Right. So I'm like, okay, cool, you just did it, and now I'm gonna cut you off because I told you, you knew that, and you still did it.
No, I definitely
get what I'm saying.
It. Yeah,
so because I had a coworker of mine, he knew I had a man. But I guess he was like newly single and stuff like that. And, we were like, we were cool though. Like, but the thing was, it was just certain things, like certain comments he would say, like about my body. I remember one time we went out and he had his friend come with him. He had whispered something to his friend. And I was like, what y'all talking about? Like, but I knew it was about me. And like, I told him off in front of his friend. Something I shouldn't have done. I should have said that to him privately. And I apologized for that. But I was really upset because he just kept saying certain things. Like one time, I met up with him and I had put a lot of perfume because we were going somewhere. He was like, oh, you smell good. I was like, okay, thanks. Then he repeated it again. Like, we had like a short conversation before he said it again. Like, we was like, oh, whatever, talking. And then he was like, oh, you smell really good. Right. I'm like, okay, get it. Right. Like, what the fuck?
Thank you. All right. Now, so leave it the fuck alone. Right.
So, sorry. No, so, it was just certain stuff. I was just like, and then I had a friend of mine hang out with me for my birthday. And he was one of my dear friends, Kareem. Shout out to Kareem. He was like, oh, I told him about him. I was like, oh, my friend and stuff like that. He was like, oh, okay, like, but my friend was like a protector. Right. I appreciate him so much. And he told me, he was like, nah, don't hang around with that nigga. Right. Like, he saw some weird shit, like just the movement. He even like, my coworker even tried to say something inappropriate because I was asking him about my outfit because I wore something for Halloween, and he was about to say something like inappropriate, and he like cut it. Right. He stopped. Right. And my friend peeped it, and he told me about it. He was like, "Nah, bro, don't hang out."
See, that's the thing where I feel like is whack about being a female, because it's like you always gotta have your guard up. You feel me? And I feel like men gotta just be, I don't know, we gotta be more better when it comes to situations like that. Like, speaking of that, like, do you remember how we first met?
I don't remember. Was it like just in the community room?
So I remember, I don't know if I was having a show or something. It was I don't know if it was a show.
You were having a show.
It was a show?
Yeah.
And I remember it was late. We was leaving the community room like 10 or 11 o'clock or something like that. And I had walked you to the train. You feel me?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
You feel me? And like, just because, like, from what you were stating, just about how, uncomfortable men be making a lot of females. Like, I made it my duty to be like, yo, listen. I made it my business to be like, yo, listen, I'm just walking you to the train. You good? Like, it ain't.
I remember.
It ain't none of that.
I was just like, but it's funny though, because when I meet new people, like, that's just me too. Like in general, like I have like social anxiety. So not a lot of people know that, and they just think I'm weird. Like, why is she just standing there? Why is she in her phone? Why she's not saying nothing or whatever? Or why do I avoid? Because sometimes I can know you too and still avoid. Like I don't know you that much, but I could still be like, oh yeah, I'm going this way. But in reality, I'm going the same way, but I'm gonna just go a different way anyway. You know what I mean? Just to avoid like feeling like if there's like a stillness of like talking, not talking and stuff like that. But since I didn't know you, I was like, ugh. Like it was just a weird, awkward thing to be like, oh yeah, let's go on the same train and go the same way and stuff. Because I was like, then we might have to have a conversation. And I wasn't ready for that. I was just like, oh, I don't know.
That's why I wasn't talking to y'all. I'm just like, yo, listen, I'm gonna just walk you. It's late. You feel me?
No, it's funny because you told me. You was like, damn, what you said? You said something about that though.
I was like, listen, I'm gonna just walk you to the train. You feel me?
You was like, oh, you don't want to go this way with me or something like that.
Yeah, because I like my thing is this. Like I didn't want you to think I was trying to hit on you. Like I'm like, listen, this is, and then it's like out of a respect thing because we met on business terms.
Yeah,
and because I knew like. You ain't live close to where we was at.
Yeah.
Dave was going someplace else because he had to go that way. I'm like, I just walk her to the train or whatever the case may be. But that was like at least I can do for you pulling up.
Yeah.
To, show love to me and stuff like that. So,
you know what I mean? It was funny though because you was like, oh, what happened? Like, oh, because you don't know me. It was something. And you was like, oh, you don't know me. And like, I know you don't want to go the same way. Something like that. And I was like, no, that's not it.
Yeah, because listen, you ain't going to have me out here feeling and looking like a creep. Listen, girl, I ain't trying to, it ain't that type of party.
No, yeah. It was the social anxiety. It was like, I don't know this man. And then it's
speaking of the rehearsals and things like that, that's how we met. We met on creative terms. You know what I'm saying? In times like where we have that burnout, like what's the importance of finding inspiration and staying consistent? Like how do you find inspiration?
Yeah.
Like
it's been hard, I'm not gonna lie. I think because like I have so much going on in my brain and like trying to, and then of course when you have so much going on in your life, you want to be careful with like your money management. I think that too. I've been so on top of like money managing everything that I just feel like, oh my God, I can't really do this. Or it's like, it's so much money to do this. Or I have this idea and stuff like that.
I know that.
You know what I mean? And it's like right now I have an idea that I want to do. And the thing is, I love modeling. Right now I want to get into like commercial stuff, mainly like basically my own commercial. Like if I have like, for example, I have Sony headphones. Like in the summertime, I just wanted to shoot a video and then just put the Sony logo and just like manifest certain things that I want to do and just, be on TV for it. But instead it's my video, you know what I mean? So I kind of want to get into that.
Right.
But I just have a certain vision and I want it right, but I know it's going to cost a certain amount of money, but I'm trying to figure out in a way where it's like, I still want to put it out there,
Right.
How to get that creativity? Honestly, like sometimes I just listen to music or sometimes I look at other people's work and see if like, hey, maybe I could recreate that or maybe I could do something totally different. You know what I mean? Because there's so much stuff on the internet. Like, you'll see people, all these photographers or like doing certain themes, certain fashion statements, different video ideas, editing. Like I've seen so many things that people do like editing and camera work. And I'm damn, I never thought I would be into this stuff.
Right.
But I love being behind it, but I also love creating a vision that I have. You know what I mean? So it's like, I never thought I would be into that. So now I'm just like, for like Burnout, I legit just keep listening to music. And the weirdest thing about me is that when I listen to music, I'm a dancer also. So it's like, I always vision myself in a music video, like all the time.
Right.
Like, and that's where my creativity come out. Like from music. So I'm like, oh, like, so for example, lately I've been listening to a lot. I love R&B, but I always vision myself as a model in the R&B song that I'm listening to. And then I vision, okay, what am I wearing? How my hair looks, my makeup, what am I doing? What am I showing to people? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then I'm like, all right, this is what I want to do. And I'm like, all right, I got to get the photographer. I already start looking at Peer Space, where I want to do it at, how I want it to look, what am I wearing, how is this video going to like, what can people take from this video? You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes it's just me looking cute, but I also want to incorporate, like, I kind of wanted to do like a self-care video, more or less like I'm just looking nice in the house, I'm dancing, I'm just like in my own space, I'm journaling, I'm drinking wine, I have my headphones on. Like I kind of wanted to just portray that like self-care thing. When I be listening to music, that helps me get into my creative space. Because lately I have been burnt out and I just been having a creative block, like basically from dancing. So I was like, you know what, let me lean into something else, which I kind of hate that for myself because I want to put more out of my dancing. And I feel like I've always put out more of my modeling and stuff. I just feel like it's just easier because like dancing for me, like, I mean, it's easier to freestyle, but doing choreography is a little challenging sometimes. Yeah, I get frustrated when it's not the way I want it.
Right.
But now, like, I have this vision where I want to do like a music video, but I want to put myself in it, and I just want to portray like just self-care and, you know, me dancing, playing around in the living room, and just, you know, looking pretty as well. Because not only that is like I want to portray like self-care, but I also want to portray like, oh, okay, like I look nice, and I'm also looking at it as a booking standpoint. Like I want to get booked for like, okay, she looks nice to be in a video. And especially when I sign up for bookings, I want people to go to my page and they see like, oh shoot, like she did a video and she looked good in this video, and I'm pretty sure she'll look good in my video or whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to look at it as like me selling myself. Sound crazy, right? Me selling myself as far as like production wise, like how would she look behind the camera, or how would she look with an artist, or how would she look doing this project of selling a product, you know what I mean, like headphones, bubble gum, hair care, skincare, you know what I mean? So that's how I just look at it in so many different perspectives. It's like I feel like, yo, if I really keep doing stuff like this, my own shit, like I feel like somebody gonna notice it. Like, yo, I want to put you in this because you look good, this look good, you know what I mean? So it's just a vision I have, and I'm working on it though. I'm saving up for it. I already know who's gonna do my hair. I already know who's gonna shoot it. I already know what space I want. I looked it up, locked it down. So I just gotta shoot it.
Happen.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited for you too. I'm not gonna lie, Angie. I'm OD excited for you. I'm proud of you. You feel me? I'm not gonna lie. Just being your friend has just been everything, you know what I'm saying? So
I appreciate you.
Come on. And yeah, like that. I'm at this point, I'm just lost for words. So we gonna wrap this up because my camera is about to die.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all good.
Shout outs to Big Ange for coming through. You know what I mean? And if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see y'all again on the next video.